I'm Joanna Small, the Public Information Officer for the Commerce City Police Department. It's Monday, July 22nd, and these are your weekend high or lowlights, depending on how you look at them. It's essentially our video blotter where we give you a rundown of the most significant incidents your CCPD patrol officers responded to over the weekend. But we always like to start off with a few fast facts. We answered 357 calls for service and made 78 traffic stops just on Saturday and Sunday. Now here are those highlights in chronological order. On Friday, officers were called to a field in the area of East 88th Avenue and Himalaya Street for reports of a man and woman found deceased inside a tent. The reporting party called 911 after she said she went to check on her friends and discovered their bodies. These deaths are still under investigation. Also on Friday, officers responded to a burglary in progress at a business in the 6800 block of East 53rd. A person entered the business asking for a job, but then started rifling through cabinets and stealing items. Officers recognize a suspect of having done this same ruse before in other businesses. He also had a felony warrant for his arrest. He is now facing new charges for second-degree burglary and criminal impersonation. Sometimes seemingly routine traffic stops result in more than a citation. On Saturday, officers made one such stop and learned the driver had multiple felony warrants for his arrest, including for sexual assault out of Adams County. He was arrested on the warrants and transported to the Adams County Jail. Also on Friday, officers responded to the 6000 block of East 62nd for a felony menacing. The victim told us a transient man had knocked on the door and asked about a dog their family had supposedly sold him. But when the victim said he didn't know what the suspect was talking about, the man pulled out a knife. He then fled the area on foot. Officers were able to locate a man matching the victim's description of the suspect, and they also recovered a knife on this person. He is now facing an aggravated felony menacing charge. Again on Friday, officers in the north area of the city proactively went to the residence of a suspect they knew to have a felony domestic violence and theft warrant. They had attempted several times to locate him to no avail. But this time, the suspect's wife did give permission to search the residence, and the suspect was located hiding inside the trunk of a vehicle. Good work, officers. On Saturday, officers were sent to the 17,000 block of East 110th Way on what's called a cold shots fired call. A resident there said she heard a loud bang overnight but was already in bed, so she didn't get up to investigate. When she woke up on Saturday, she found a bullet hole in her wall about 10 feet from her bed and immediately called us. Unfortunately, there are no suspects or leads at this time. Also on Saturday, a CCPD patrol sergeant witnessed two vehicles racing at 80+ miles per hour in the area of 56th and Vasquez. Fortunately, a red light and copious amounts of traffic as well as the sergeant's vehicle blocked the two racing vehicles in. Both drivers were contacted and both were found to have no driver's licenses, no insurance, and expired registrations. They were cited and forced to park the vehicles until actual licensed drivers could retrieve them. Again on Saturday, officers were alerted that a child had reported his dad and a woman arguing and that his dad got a gun and fired shots inside the residence in the 10,000 block of Vaughn Street. Officers detained the man and learned he had choked his girlfriend and then fired multiple rounds in the house. He is facing illegal discharge, second-degree assault, domestic violence, and prohibited use of a weapon charges. He was jailed. On Sunday, officers located a vehicle that had been reported stolen and conducted a traffic stop around the 5900 block of Holly Street. Initially, the driver was uncooperative, but was eventually safely taken into custody for motor vehicle theft, as well as 3 outstanding misdemeanor warrants. Also on Sunday, officers were first on scene of what was actually an Adams County Sheriff's Office domestic violence call. We responded to the area of East 76th and Kearney for an argument between a husband and a wife in which the wife said she was assaulted. The female victim, once we were on scene, was uncooperative but did have injuries to her face. The male suspect was also in violation of a protection order that prevented him from contact with her, and he had a domestic violence warrant for his arrest. He was taken into custody by CCPD and transferred to the custody of the Adams County Sheriff's Office. That's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a safer week, Commerce City, and remember, if you need us, we are always just minutes away.